Good morning, dear students. Good morning, all of you. How are you all? This is a video of class 10, and in this video, we are going to talk about the alloys. The mixture of two or more metals or some amount of non-metals that can called as a alloys. Okay, na? So this one must be the homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture it would be means same throughout, that mixture would be there, and it is a mixture of two or more metals. Alloy every time is actually used to enhance the property of the metals. If alone one metals, if that metal isn't alone, if it is not able to do some, to complete some of the task, then we are actually enhancing its property, and by making alloy you can do that one. Here it is written that alloy is prepared by melting the main metal and after that mixing the other element in molten form. It is, you have to understand how can we prepare alloy. First of all, one iron is there, it is in the solid form. Can I mix some of the other element in the solid form, in the liquid form, in that one? No, we cannot. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to actually melt first our first metals we have to melt. Okay na? So in one of the container we have actually taken the molten form of some of the metal X I have left, and in another beaker I have taken one of the other element, and that one is Y. Okay na? So these two mixers in separate beaker I have added one by one. First of all, X I have added, then some quantity of Y I have added to this one by one, layer by layer, one layer of X, one layer of Y, and I have uniformly mixed that one. Okay na? With a stirrer, with a rod. Then after, again I will take the X layer, then I can add Y layer, again and again, X layer, Y layer, X layer, Y layer, and it will uniformly mix. So this is the process of making the alloys. It is important, dear student. Okay, now you have to take the molten form of the two metals. Okay, then only alloy you can make. So here you can see it is given that elements in molten form and in it in a fixed proportion. Okay, now suppose if you are taking some metal, quantity should be fixed. Okay na? That percentage should be fixed, and if you are taking more than that one, then alloy can be called as heterogeneous mixture, not homogeneous mixture. So proportion, fixed proportion would be there, and then that molten form of the metal will cool and it will solidify, and after solidify it will give you alloy. Some of the common alloys are here written: brass, bronze, solder, amalgam, alloys of gold. Okay na? So we will actually do one by one in detail. Okay na? So we will see here. Here it is written that the types of alloys. There are different types of alloys. First one is ferrous alloys, second one is non-ferrous alloys, and third one is amalgam. Okay, you can see the ferrous alloys are those which have iron as main constituents. Iron means iron. What is the symbol of iron? Fe. Okay, no? So that alloys which have iron as main constituent, that is called ferrous alloy. For example, you can see nickel steel. Okay, no? And nickel steel, you can see it is a mixture of Fe, that one is constituent, main constituent, and you can see 96 to 98% is there, 96 to 98%, and only nickel alloy, it is its name because 4 to 2% of nickel is present also there. Stainless steel, Fe, that is the main constituent, you can see 74%, chromium 18%, nickel 8%. This one is stainless steel. Why it is called ferrous alloys? Because Fe is there. Fe means iron. Symbol Fe means iron. Non-ferrous alloy means the alloys which is free from iron. Okay, na? Which do not have iron as main constituent. Okay, na? So you can see bronze is written, copper 90%, Sn 10%, but iron is not there. Okay, na? Here bronze would be the example. Second example you can also take, that one is brass for the non-ferrous alloys. And what is the mixture of brass? Copper and zinc. Okay, na? Copper and zinc, and here you can again see that iron is not there. Third type of that alloys, that one is amalgam. Amalgam is a type of alloys which have mercury as main constituent, which has mercury as main constituent. For example, zinc amalgam is there, zinc plus mercury. Sodium amalgam is there, sodium plus mercury. But every time mercury would be present over there, so that one is known as amalgam. Okay, na dear? Now you can see, next we will actually, what are the objectives of alloys making? What? First of all, I have discussed in the before that class, I have discussed that one. Why we are actually making the alloys? To enhance the property. And here you can see the objective alloys making is increasing resistance. Okay, na? It increases resistance to corrosion of constituent metals. Okay, na? Because you know that your iron is there, copper is there, immediately when you will keep this into the atmosphere, immediately it will form its oxide layer, immediately it will corrode by forming the carbonate layer, oxide layer, immediately. Basic copper carbonate, have you heard? No, copper CO3 CO3 dot COOH whole twice, that one will be the gray in color. So you can see that objectives of alloys making, if you will make the stainless steel, it will never go for the corrosion. Okay, na? That is the one of the thing you should understand. Why we have to make the alloy? We have to make the alloy because we can make it free from corrosion. Then after, increasing hardness. Yes, hardness of iron can be increased, or carbon is added to iron. Carbon is added to iron, then hardness of iron increases. For increasing hardness, carbon is a non-metal, and that is, it is added into that one iron, and it is actually enhancing its property. Then after, increasing tensile strength. Tensile strength means what? Tensile strength means load bearing capacity. Okay, na? So that if you will make some alloys, its load bearing capacity will increase, and that is, we can say, this is one of the thing that the objectives of alloying. Okay, then after, decreasing melting point. If iron is there, if some of the metals are there, and if you will make its alloy, then what will happen? It melting point will decreases, because impurities decreases the loading point. Impurities, here it is some impurities, something I have added, that means that will lower its melting point. It lower down the melting point of the constituent. Solder is there, na? Solder is one of the alloy, which is the alloy of lead, and here it is written, alloy of lead and solder, which is alloy and has low melting point than its constituents. Okay, na? So solder in the alloy of lead, solder is an alloy of lead, okay, na? And that has low melting point, okay, na? Then its constituent, and which is used for joining electrical wires. Have you seen at the shop the mechanic used to actually join some of the electrical wire in the transistor? Okay, na? In the TV wires, have you seen that one? Solar is, they are actually using. Then after, to alter chemical reactivity. Yes, chemical reactivity can enhance, can decrease also, okay, na? By this alloy making. Okay, dear student, so this is we have actually discussed about the alloys making, and in this you should do that one. Okay, objectives of alloy making, and that alloys, types of alloys, we have to do that one. Okay, thank you.